Welcome, fire wolves, to the San Joaquin Marsh here at the University of California, Irvine. The university, starting about 1970, bought and manages 40 different natural habitat examples so that there can be long-term research done in an undisturbed setting, and also so that we can do a lot of teaching, which is our basic mission here. In addition, of course, these areas are all more or less de facto wildlife refuges. It's not just these endangered Southern California sites, but a worldwide need for preservation, which is better than restoration, or actually trying to reinstitute nature on a site. Now, if you're doing that, and it's important to do so, in a sense you're making up for the sins of previous development that's occurred locally. And of course, here in California and America, we have a system called mitigation, which is a legal trade-off for destroying a site, then being required and agreeing to create a replacement at a much higher ratio than what you destroyed. So here in our area at the University of California, Irvine, when we take a wetland, we recreate it at a ratio of 1 to 3. So if we destroy an acre, we create 3. And this is an agreement that is universal for development. Now, among the ecological services that all of these kinds of wetlands, from flowing water to ponded water to salt marshes, convey are things like shoreline protection. They also purify water. Their plants take up nutrients so that the water that leaves them is relieved of many kinds of pollutants. They also ameliorate flood damage. That is, the natural floodplains are like giant sponges that accept a lot of water, then release it slowly over time. Well, I understand that you guys are studying Hetch Hetchy and the exciting concept of dam removal, and Hetch Hetchy is one of the most challenging places to do that kind of thing. The largest dam removal propositions are in the lower Snake River, where there are 4 dams that block salmon migration from the Columbia River to spawning grounds in central Idaho. Those dams can be removed, and one of the big concerns about removing any dam is, well, where does the sediment go? Because they're giant sediment and nutrient traps, and they figured out a way to do it in that particular system. But at Hetch Hetchy, it's a little bit different, and since Hetch Hetchy was built in the early 1900s, it's been accumulating sediment, and now there's sort of a gigantic sediment plume behind the existing dam. So when that dam is removed, if it is, they will have to figure out how to not inundate the rest of the system with that sediment to any sort of a damaging degree. And at the same time, what can they plant on the now much higher in elevation bottom of what is now the lake? So there are a lot of interesting sort of ecological and biogeochemical problems that have to be dealt with. But it's an exciting proposition, and it is indeed a sign of enlightenment that today we can look at ancient actions like Hetch Hetchy and these early dams around the country that are being removed. Primarily, these are dams that no longer serve a function. They're full of mud. They no longer generate electricity. Removing them will allow migration of anadromous and just migratory species in general into them. So it's a big moment in American history. For a long time, we were on a jag of building anything is good, and we did. And we sort of now are on the other edge of a different kind of wisdom, which is removing and restoring things that we no longer need. In this marsh here, just as an example, we have removed 43% of the roads that exist here. We've dug them up and removed them because they're unneeded infrastructure. They do nothing except take up space and by getting rid of them, we have significantly increased the acreage of actual wetland. And that's an exciting thing to do. And I would urge every manager to take a look and go, gosh, do I really need that road, or is this old dam necessary, and take it from there. Thank you.